First, let me just state that the Catholic Church is far from rich, believe me. Now, with that said, there certainly are select dioceses that are doing quite well, like the Diocese of Rome with the Vatican and St. Peter's Basilica and all the elegant decor and priceless works of art. Breathtaking cathedrals like Mary Major or St. John Lateran and St. Paul outside the wall. Now, of course, one would not argue that great wealth can be found there, but even that is primarily due to tourism. Dioceses home to great Catholic attractions like the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem or Lourdes in France or Fatima, Portugal. These locations are quite decadent and lavish as well, but again, primarily due to tourism. The vast, overwhelming majority of Catholic parishes and dioceses make it financially year to year, I promise, or maybe even month to month. Now, many non-Catholics understandably assume that money and riches from the Vatican are somehow equally dispersed around the world to every other Catholic outpost. And this, I can assure you, is not the case. If you don't believe me, just drive down to your local Catholic church and ask the priest working there how much money he receives annually from the Pope. After he collects himself from his fit of laughter, he will assure you that, with no hesitation, he receives $0 from Rome. But even if we focus on the Vatican itself, what is the Pope supposed to do? Say he decides to sell off all the riches in Vatican City to give to the poor. Well, what kind of price tag do you put on the Sistine Chapel or the Pietà? These are priceless works of art. Or what about the land itself? The countless number of martyrs and saints whose bones lie in rest underneath that city. What kind of price tag do you put on their graves? And as for critics of the Catholic Church and her generosity, allow me to throw some haymakers back their way with some mind-blowing stats. 1. The Catholic Church is the greatest charitable institution the earth has ever known, and it's not even close. Let this one stat stagger you like this. The Catholic Church has fed more hungry people, clothed more naked people, sheltered more homeless people, educated more illiterate people, and housed more widows and orphans than every country that's ever been, or every civilization that's ever been in the history of the world combined. Now think about that for a second. Imagine for a moment all the charitable good done by the United States in the past 2 centuries. Now add that to all other countries as well, and every nation that's ever been a nation doesn't come close to the work that the Catholic Church has done. Okay? 2, and think of all the times you've visited a loved one in the hospital, or perhaps you yourself were in the hospital. It is the Catholic Church you have to thank for this. The hospital, as we know it today, was a Catholic innovation. Before the Catholic Church, no such thing. How about colleges? Imagine all the good donated to civilization through the rewards of higher education and academia. It's immeasurable. What institution do we have to thank for the university structure as we have it today? Hate to break it to you, it's the Catholic Church. Now, with all this said, have there been people in the church guilty of greed and selfishness? Sure, certainly. We're not perfect. But Western culture and our global society in general must collectively agree that the blessings dispensed by God through this institution, the mystical body of Christ on earth, the Holy Catholic Church, cannot be equaled by any man-made government or organization in the history of earth.